On today's video, we'll be working on this fridge. If you watch one of my videos on my channel, you'll see that the top video posted is in regards to the fridge. And what happens a lot of times with these fridge, when you pull this bottom panel over, you'll see a bunch of ice build up here at the bottom of the drain. One of the signs that indicates to you that your drain is frozen over, you'll have water drips here, sometimes a little frostbite. Or if you look inside the crispers, there'll be water inside the crispers. And even if you pull your drawer, there'll be water here underneath the drawer. Now, usually, whenever you have issues with your drain, the problem is usually going to be just contamination here at the drain. This is where everything drips out into this drain pan. And you could just see just the corrosion on this pan, all the sediment that's just been sitting here for years of buildup. Ice maker, go ahead and remove the ice maker. I do have a channel posted in my link and how to clear out all the ice and all the buildup. But this is going to be a more permanent fix so that you don't have this happening. What happens oftentimes is if you don't do this properly, the drain will continue to freeze over because you have to clean underneath this panel right here. So here we remove the shelving. Here you have 2 screws, remove those screws. This will give you access to the bottom panel. Here, there'll be 2 screws here, remove those screws. Be careful when you're removing this back panel. Usually you'll have your ground wire connected to the back of this panel. Now if you look here, you can see the problem was the back of this panel was starting to rust over. This was obviously causing just debris and sediment to fall inside the drain, and that's why the drain froze over so much on this fridge. Here we have a factory certified part from Whirlpool, and this is called a heat probe. A very simple repair. Basically, you're going to open the package. The only thing you really need is this little pin right here. It also comes with a little set screw. The way this works is whenever your coils here start to get built up with ice, obviously your defroster will kick in, and what happens is you have this little heat element right here. This will actually melt the ice build up on top of the coil, and all of the water will start to build up here. What happens sometimes is the water doesn't go all the way inside. Sometimes it'll build up on the sides. Sometimes it'll just grab some sediment and freeze up. And you'll see what happens is eventually it'll just start to go into the drain. And this is what will cause the blockage. Once this gets blocked, as it starts to build up with ice and it starts to level out, the water will start to overflow every time it goes through its cycle. And it'll start to drip here on the insides. So here, basically what you do with this is you push it into the drain. And what we're going to do is we're going to wrap it around the heat element. Here, we wrapped it around. And now we're just going to put our set screw in, and that's going to secure it to our heating element. Now we're going to tighten it. Make sure when you're installing it that you install it this way. Now, once that's done, what's going to happen is every time your heat element heats up, it'll actually heat this little probe right here, and then that will keep your drain from freezing solid with ice. If this video was a help, if it was informational, please subscribe.